Welcome back to the channel. It is Thursday. It's 7:15 on Thursday evening. I didn't get back from a work event on time to join tonight's race, which I am gutted about. I'm feeling so much better than I was. I took my last antibiotic today, so fingers crossed that is the end of that. But I didn't get back in time to go on the race. I'm going to catch up with everyone on Facebook just to see how they got on, see what it was like. But yeah, I wish I got back on time. But for the first time in my entire time at this company and since COVID, we actually got together as an entire business, had a sort of a conference morning, a couple of motivational speakers, which normally I'm not that interested in normally, but they were awesome to be fair. And then we got on a boat and went up the Thames into Windsor and back again, and we had a barbecue, and they did vegan burgers, sausages and stuff as well, so well catered for. And a few drinks and stuff as well. I stuck to the water though, because obviously being on antibiotics and needing to drive, but and obviously the outside chance that I get back to race. But I've actually really enjoyed it, weirdly. Getting together, it feels like another step back towards normality that we've been away from for quite some time, really. So yeah, nice to get together as a company, and I've worked for that company for well over a year now, and to meet people actually face to face rather than on a Teams meeting is really good, and actually I think it's just going to ease some conversations going forward. So really enjoyed that. As you can see, the hair has come off, which was long overdue, and I'm going to try not to leave it as long till next time. The cycling and the next couple of days, I don't know what I'm going to do. I do want to get on and do I probably wasn't going to race the race tonight, just to try and ease back into it slightly, so I was probably going to do it more as a ride. So don't know whether I'll do one this evening or tomorrow, but I'll do some sort of ride to ease myself back onto the bike and off of these antibiotics and feeling like rubbish. So, because I don't know how I'm going to feel, but I'll have a think about that, do that in the next day or two, and I will see you then. It's Friday lunchtime. I'm going to jump on the bike, see how I'm feeling. I'm feeling so much better. I almost feel back to normal. I think it's been, I guess, nearly 2 weeks. 2 weeks tomorrow since I last went on the bike. So yeah, hope this is just to basically get my legs going again, get back into the swing of it. Probably just going to sit on with Dax Diesel. I've got about 45 minutes, so I think that's what I'm going to do. Jump on, nice casual slow ride. Fingers crossed it goes okay. And we're back on the bike. I wouldn't normally record a ride like this, but I thought, since it's my first ride back for 2 weeks, and I probably need to get something to show on the video on Sunday, I thought I'd record this. And I've just jumped on with Dax. Again, it's done the weird thing. It puts you in with the pace partner. It shot me out the front. I haven't changed my speed in any way, and now I'm miles out the back again. And I've got to catch up with the group. It's a real challenge and learning curve that I seem to have to go through every time I join a ride with Dax Diesel. And I'm assuming it's the same for the other pace partners too. But I'll catch up and earn my drops. As I said, probably half an hour to 45 minutes just to get some time under my belt before I have to go back to work. So yeah, let's do it. Alright, so we're just coming up to 11 minutes in. My camera cut out for some reason with an error code, so it's come back with rather washed out picture, I'm afraid. I'll have to try and fix that afterwards. But yeah, hasn't been too bad. Weirdly, I feel really quite hot. It's not a particularly hot day today, but I've got all my fans on full blast, which a normal ride like this I wouldn't normally need, but clearly there's still something working its way out of me at the moment. But aside from that, I feel okay. I can feel slightly heavy legs, obviously, because it's been a while since I've been on the bike, but nothing too strenuous so far. And to be honest, I'm quite surprised it's already 11 minutes, so not doing too badly. I've been thinking through the last couple of days what question to pose as the challenge for the 1,000 subscriber plaque. So keep an eye out at the end of this video, because I'll let you know how we plan to do that and give that away. this is where it gets a bit of a difficulty with Dax, because I haven't pushed at all up that hill. And I've tried to be slow to allow him to, to try not to get too far ahead. And then I end up going down that hill and you just get further and further and further ahead. And then there's quite a big chance that you get out the front of the section you're supposed to stay in to earn the drops. It's almost like they need to change that banding so that when it's looking at a hill, it needs to extend the distance or something, because there's nothing I can do. You can't brake and stop or go backwards or anything. So if he's really slow at catching up and you're coasting quicker than him, you're kind of done for. It's always the oddity with it. But being honest, I've sort of settled into a rhythm a bit now, learning to back off on the hill to try and stay back with him rather than, it's natural to put out a bit more power when you get to a hill. Just because you get the added resistance, you want to get up the hill. But learning to drop down to easier gears to stay with him. And then when you hit the top of a hill, try not to fall too far behind. And I failed miserably on that last one. I was really quite gutted to miss the race on Thursday night. Having been off for a while, I felt that I probably wouldn't have raced it, but I would have ridden it. And I kind of saw that as my first ride back, but I didn't get back, as you know, from work event out yesterday until too late. So I'm glad everyone had a good ride. But what is awesome is that we've built up also a little group of ride leaders who either run Tuesday night rides, or a couple of people who can jump in and run them when people can't make it, or I'm ill and the rides still carry on. It was one of my nervous things about starting. I didn't start I didn't expect it to turn into what it is, to be honest. But I always had nerves about missing a ride or a race for illness or, just not being able to make it. It's so great to see that the rides and the races still go ahead, whether that's, me setting them up and not being able to make it, or with another ride lead. So I love what the group's becoming and the supportive nature and how we're all helping each other out. So I think it's awesome. So that's half an hour done so far. The only thing that I've noticed is my wrists and my elbows. I'm feeling the strain of just having them on the handlebars, which is something I haven't felt for months and months. So it's really weird that returns after only a couple of weeks, but hopefully it will disappear just as quickly. Half an hour in. I've probably got another 5 minutes really until I have to jump off. Try and make the most of this ×2 multiplier on the drops. And I just tried to stay with Dax as best I can up and down the hills. Just trying to get that in my memory so that the next time I do it, I know what I'm doing. Just noticed the multiplier's gone up to 2.5. I'm sure 2 used to be the max. Maybe I'm wrong. Probably am. I usually am. I don't believe they've rolled out any of the new drafting stuff yet. Whether that happened whilst I was not very well last week and not really being able to pay attention to stuff. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what the latest is. I remember seeing a video that it was coming, but I don't think I've seen anything since. And I don't think it feels any different riding at the moment. But it would definitely be interesting to see when they do release it, what difference it has on the group dynamics. We certainly feel it during our unbanded rides. For other reasons, we feel weird stuff during the banded rides, but that's the band itself. So yeah, looking forward to seeing how that comes out. Right, that's about my time. Really enjoyed that. Really good to be back on the bike. No adverse side effects, I don't think. So looking forward to our group ride tomorrow. Which reminds me, I need to get the invites out for that. So I'm going to go and do that. Have a shower and stuff. Finish the working day. And yeah, we'll catch up in a bit about competition entries and wrapping the week up and that sort of stuff. So I'll catch you soon. So good to be back on the bike again. I know it was only a ride around with Dax Diesel, but it's better than nothing. And it is getting back on the bike and no adverse effects so far. So all is good. Couple of things to catch up on. So before I was ill and after I had my couple of weeks break, the last weight update I did, I put 3 pounds back on in that 2 week period where I was having a bit of a holiday. I weighed myself this morning and actually I've lost 5 pounds. So that's 2 pounds down on where I was before. Probably massively to do with a huge lack of appetite. Whilst I had the infection, I really didn't feel hungry very often at all. And actually I went through stages where I was sort of making sure I ate so that I didn't cause myself stomach problems. Because as I've mentioned before, if I don't eat and I get really hungry, that can cause the stomach acid issues that I have. So really good to lose a bit of weight, cut down on the food because I didn't feel hungry, and probably an element of not having been on the bike. So I think I would imagine a little bit of water retention came out as well, but I'll take it. I've got to expect, I guess, if I get on the scales next week, it will probably either stay the same or may increase slightly, but I'm definitely going to take it. That actually, and I noticed this week because the weather's changed here in the UK and it's gone back to being colder. I put my jacket on for the first time when I went on the boat on yesterday. And I haven't worn that jacket now since probably, I don't know, March time, and I really noticed how loose it was. And over the course of this time, I've lost about 1 stone 9 pounds, which actually, when I think about it, that number in itself could probably be better over the course of since January, so 9 months. But I've definitely noticed a change in me and my shape. What I've done is actually this is the belt that I use every day, and it's the only belt I own because finding one that fits me is difficult, and traipsing around the shops trying to find the right size and all of that sort of rubbish that comes with being on the large side like myself. But when the beginning part of this year, I was on the last hole on my belt buckle, and on the odd occasion feeling quite uncomfortable having it there. I've now moved in to the 4th hole at least, and I can actually do up to the next one, but I have to leave things a little bit looser, again for my stomach issues. But that is, well, 3 inches that's come off my waistline, and probably a little bit more in the time since January. So just over 1.5 stone, but quite a bit off my waistline, and I'm definitely noticing the difference when I'm putting jackets on and coats on and things, and jumpers. Even putting this one back on for this winter, I've really noticed the difference. So that's huge positives for me, because I think in my head the scales probably would have moved more, but clearly getting back on the bike and getting stronger on the bike, muscles are building, all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. Competition time then, and if you want to be in with a chance of winning this incredible 1,000 subscriber plaque etched by Petter Mac, then I have a question for you, suggested by Chris Jupp. What was the route of the first ever T2.5 meetup? Somewhere around end of January, beginning of February this year, so you might need to drop back and look at one of the videos around that time, or if you're on it you may remember what course we did. But what was the route for the first ever T2.5 meetup? I'm going to put a link in the description below to a Google form. Enter all your details there, make sure you leave an email address so that I can contact you for the winner and arrange for delivery. I'll close the competition on the 15th of October so that I can announce the winner in the vlog on the 17th of October. So that is what was the first ever route for the first T2.5 meetup. Talking about rides, we've got the rides this week. We have our unbanded group ride on Tuesday night, and I believe this week it's being run by Craig Finlayson stepping in for Jill. Then we have a Thursday night race, which is the first Thursday night of the month, which means we're going to join the ZHQ anti-sandbagging race, 6:30 UK time. So that's in the usual Zwift sign up place, so go there to sign up. But what I'll do is I'll put a link in the in Spond and in Google Forms as well to make sure you join up to the right race. And then we have our bandit group ride on Saturday morning. Again, to sign up to all of those, links will be in the description below, so you can join up on the Google form or join up via Spond, and I'll send out invites to the rides a day or two before, and then on the morning of those rides too. Someone asked me a question during the week, and I'm really sorry I forgot who it was or how they asked it, but it's something I've never considered before. If you watch on a television, obviously getting to the description and the links that are below is actually quite a difficult thing to do. And they asked the question, how could they do the buy me a coffee sign up? And actually, if you look at the bottom of the end screen that I put up with all the names on it, the web address is on the bottom there, so maybe you could pause that and just grab it from there. I'm guessing that's the same for things like rides, sign-ups and links to Google Forms, but I don't really know a way around that. So if someone does, please let me know. I don't tend to watch YouTube on the TV much, so maybe someone can give me a bit of advice to make sure that I can give advice to the wider community, because I don't really know, I'm afraid. One last thing to talk about, and that is the 25 laps of the volcano that I was going to do when we hit 1,000 subscribers. Unfortunately, we hit 1,000 subscribers when I wasn't very well. So I definitely still plan on doing it. I just need to make sure I'm fully rested, recovered, and completely over my the infection. But so I probably won't do it this Sunday. It will probably be the Sunday after. I've never ridden 100 kilometers on a static indoor bike on Zwift before, and I've only ever ridden that distance 3 times outside. So I just need to make sure I'm definitely up to speed. I think what I'm going to do is run that as an hour-long unbanded group ride, so that whoever wants to come just for a group ride can. And then obviously we'll leave the event module, and then whoever wants to do a ride with can just join at any stage for the rest of the ride. And I'll plan probably specific points where I'll stop for breaks. But I'll obviously mention it on here where I'm going to do it, when I'm going to do it, and keep an eye on Facebook and Discord as well, because I definitely want to get that one done. But that is the end of this week. If you have enjoyed the video, please hit like, subscribe, all of that stuff, and I'll see you on Wednesday.